One other question here. How do you learn to trust your significant other who has a past history of viewing pornography? Um, I'll start, but if y'all want to like add, please do. It's kind of why I actually wanted to do this, is because I'm in my 40s and I have a lot of friends who have um, been I mean, this has been the reason why their marriages fell apart.
Mm.
This is why I'm seeing a stronger, I hate using the term rape culture on campuses, but rape culture on campuses. Um, I'm just seeing such destruction from pornography. And when I saw this question, this is becoming so prevalent that I think it's going to be hard for us to not have people have this be a part of their relationships at some point. I hope, beyond hope, that this will stop. I thought the Time magazine article would really like get things going, but it seems like it really didn't. But when I went with my friend to that essay, or her partner went to the essay meeting, and I went to the S&on meeting, and I saw the work they had to put into it, I think that's the question I would ask. Does the person that you're dating see this as a problem and it affecting your relationship? Because if they don't, you might really need to discern if this is the right relationship for you. Because if you think it's something that's harming your relationship and you know it is, then you might want to step away from that. If it's somebody that is willing to put the work in and sees it as a problem and wants to heal from it and become whole, like we were talking about earlier, I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I was listening to a podcast today, actually, Christopher West, Theology of the Body Institute. Bobby and I have both been to it. I think it's the best. And I would actually suggest for somebody who really has sexual abuse or any type of sexual sin in their life, Theology of the Body Institute will rock your world and bring you such tremendous healing. But I was listening to it, and one of my favorite things that Christopher West says is pornography is a hellish mockery of a heavenly reality. And I think that when we look at that and we understand that, we will understand what we're really desiring is a relationship that is going to lead us to the heavenly reality. And that heavenly reality is union and communion. And that is the foretaste of heaven and the marriage banquet that we are desiring. And when I think about that, like if your partner isn't desiring that same thing, you might really need to look at that relationship. It is something that they are going to need to put some work in. They're going to need help and guidance and other people supporting them. So if somebody is really willing to put the work in, and you guys are both willing to put the work in, praise God. Like, keep moving forward, but bring it to prayer, bring it to a good spiritual director, and allow somebody to like speak truth into that relationship. And listen to people who are telling you that it may not be the best place or it's a good place and you guys can work together through it. Any other things you guys would say about that?
I had two good friends that were started dating in the middle of college, and it's like a case where like you're friends with a guy and you're friends with a girl and they start dating and you're like, this is awesome, but then you're like, oh, if they break up, it's gonna be really bad because I have to pick. Thankfully, they got married. Awesome, holy couple. And in that, again, good Christian dude was wounded by pornography at an early age. So that was a habit for him that he was trying and falling and trying and falling. When she found out, she was devastated. And so as a third party, I saw like the female response in that relationship, the male response, one who's been dealing with it, one who feels betrayed. And so I really saw her, the victim, have to learn mercy upon him, to see like, this is not a personal attack on you. This is a wound of mine that I am acting out in, haven't rooted out yet. You know, she had to realize the battle on his side, and he had to realize the severity of it for her. Because I think if we are stuck in it, there is a casualness that can infiltrate. There is like, oh, I'll get over it one day if I see it as a problem even. But it's like, well, what is one day? you know, that day will never come. Like if it's not today, you know, it's just going to keep pushing the goal line over. Oh, when I'm married, oh, when I have a kid, or when I have my second kid, like this is what happens if you don't root it out. And thanks be to God, again, they got married. They did a lot of healing. They had to do a lot of communicating. But I saw that grace again of mercy, as well as taking it seriously. Like this is your vocation, your marriage, your soul. That like we're made for freedom. We're made for more than this. The devil has really done a number in taking something so good and twisting it. The key to understanding our bodies, the key to understanding the call to communion written into our masculinity and femininity, but it's not totally forsaken. We can uncrumple that paper that has been crumpled up. You know what I mean? Like that image is still good of us. You are still good. You are a good human person in that you are, in that you exist. No matter what you have, no matter what sin you've engaged in, no matter what sin has been done to you, you are still good, and you are capable of freedom that Christ wants to bless you with.
Yeah. You are not your sin, right?
Yeah.
No, they're not our sin. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I think a lot of the questions that were asked, I think might have been asked as we were going through this. I know we're answering some of the questions right now, some of the books, and honestly, the link to Francis's song, because some people wanted to see that. It is on Spotify. His whole album is. I cannot thank you guys enough for tonight. And for those of you who've stuck with us the whole time, thank you so much. We just felt it was a necessary conversation. Not just because of what's going on in our world right now, but because of just because it's not something we need to bring into the light, plain and simple. And so just thank you guys so much. And I pray that this blessed all of you. Please know that we are praying for you. All of us are on Facebook and we're on Instagram. So if you want to message any of us, any questions that you might have that maybe you were not comfortable sharing in the chat feature, just know that we're here and we will respond, and that we are 100% praying for you. And just know that if there's anything we can do to help support you and help lead you to the freedom that you were not only deserve, you were made for. Like we will help you do that. So thank you all so much. Seriously, Bobby, Francis, just thank you for making time for this and for being a part of this tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trisha.